This video is about classification of sterile area where injectables are prepared in pharma industry. In the pharmaceutical industry, sterile areas are critical zones where the risk of contamination of microorganisms must be minimized or eliminated to ensure the safety and efficacy of pharmaceutical products. These areas are typically designed and maintained to meet specific cleanliness and sterility standards. The classification of sterile areas is based on the level of cleanliness required, and it is commonly defined by regulatory agencies such as the US Food and Drug Administration (FDA) and the European Medicine Agency (EMA). The classification is often determined by the nature of visible particles allowed per cubic meter of air. The classification of sterile areas is commonly expressed using the ISO, International Organization for Standardization standards. The two most widely used standards for classification of clean rooms and controlled environments are ISO 14644-1 and ISO 14698-1. Classification of air cleanliness. Number 1, ISO 14644-1, Part 1. Classification of air cleanliness. This standard provides the classification of air cleanliness in terms of the maximum allowable particle counts in a clean room or controlled environment. The classification is based on the number of particles per cubic meter of air at specified particle sizes. The clean room classes defined in ISO 14644-1 range from ISO 1 to ISO 9, with ISO 1 being the cleanest and ISO 9 having the highest allowable particle count. Number 2, ISO 14698-1, Part 1, Biocontamination Control. This standard addresses the monitoring and control of biocontamination in clean rooms and controlled environments. It provides guidance on methods for evaluating and controlling the levels of viable microorganisms in the air and on surfaces. Biocontamination control is crucial in sterile areas to prevent microbial contamination of pharmaceutical products. In addition to these ISO standards, various regulatory agencies may have specific requirements for sterile areas. Pharmaceutical companies often need to comply with guidelines from agencies such as the FDA, EMA, and other regional regulatory bodies. Typical classifications for clean rooms. Number 1, class 100. Maximum allowable 100 particles per cubic foot of a size 0.5 microns or larger. Number 2, class 1000. Maximum allowable 1000 particles per cubic foot of a size 0.5 microns or larger. Number 3, class 10,000. Maximum allowable 10,000 particles per cubic foot of a size 0.5 microns or larger. Conclusion. These classifications are just examples, and the specific requirements may vary based on the nature of the pharmaceutical processes being conducted in the sterile area and regulatory standards. It's important for pharmaceutical companies to adhere to the applicable guidelines to ensure the quality and safety of their products. At the end, as usual, I will request all the viewers to share and subscribe this video if you like it. Thanks a lot.